Hi. Hi guys. How you all doing? You caught me trying to adjust my sound as usual. Let me just try a little bit more. It's always kind of a, let's see. Ah, ah. How are you guys doing? I just got out of the shower. Bit of a rush, usually is. So I'm a little bit late and there was a lot of adjustments. Let me just check my feed on the other side here. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to check and make sure that's all doing what it's supposed to. I think so. All right. So that's interesting. This is one of the few times I've never come on here and not seen any questions, but that's okay. People can bring them in as they want. Um, there's a lot to look at. One of the things that I'm waiting on a certain deck to do my reading for the Rise of the Divine Feminine. And actually, I've got a few decks for that I'm kind of excited about. Hi. Thank you, Artist Liz. Got your question. So I'm going to start off with, I think, a question on, let me just make sure my gain is turned up. That down or up? There we go. I wanted to look at the message that I think ETs are trying to give us through the orbs and stuff that we're seeing in the sky. Not all of them are man-made. I think the ones that people mostly see to the eye that aren't all lit up really bright, obviously those look a little bit more from this dimension. But I just intuitively feel that we have, sorry, my mom has the worst can someone get the door for mom? I believe that we have them watching. And that was one of the things that I was seeing in my readings last night that I was doing off camera, is that they are indeed watching the foreign hostilities that are sending the other ones. So that was kind of interesting. All right, Rain, I've got it. So that's two questions right there. All right. So I want to look at that. I want to see just like what their message is because I was watching this really, let me turn up my volume and try and drown out my family. Um, I was watching a program about how these orb-like lights have gone back to the 50s, and they actually had footage. And you could tell it was real footage. It wasn't a lot of this fake crap that people put on there. I love sunflowers too. I thought something cheerful and bright would be nice because it's all gray here. So it was interesting with the show that I was watching, and that even the formation and the brightness it looked exactly like what we're seeing today. And so I'm going to go back after the live, and I'm going to, like my eyeliner's running a little bit. I'm going to see if I can find the one that I was watching so you guys can see it too and see the formations that I'm talking about. Okay, I'll take Sarah's question. Yeah, any questions? From now on, it's just going to be any question that you want. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, thank you for answering my question. Now I need to know about my sister Patsy Brown. Okay, we'll put it there. And Latrice, this is the importance of typing in all caps. Okay. Can you see if I'm going to win my case? Yes, I can. And Trinita Parker, will I get to move to Hawaii? All right. Let's see, we've got 7 there. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to look away and I'm going to see what the basic message is. What I kind of got was that they're watching these two main like allies. I think it happens to be like Russia, maybe Iran, but they're watching who's ever putting up these other not satellites, I'm sorry, these other craft. Let's just call them craft. And thanks, Isadora. And I've got yours, Denise. And I think that they're watching them because they know that they have like more of a hostile intent. And I think that since the bomb was dropped in the Second World War, I think the craft watching planet Earth have increased. So I just want to take a chance and see what my guides say that the message is. And I have a little scratchy throat today, so don't mind me too much. Let me just move this question out of here. Okay, we've got, all right. So I'm going to look away for a minute. Okay. And again, please forgive any background noise. It's a family home. And most of it, my mic seems to handle pretty well. But if by chance it's noisy, please forgive. All right. Let me get a sip too, since I'm so scratchy. All right. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. And of course, I put on a new sweatshirt, but now I've got a string here. Let me just cut that. Everything. Oh, managed to get it that way. Everything at once. Everything at once. Okay, so bye, Mom. I'll have to have my mom on next time. Okay. I love you, Mom. Bye-bye. Okay. So let's just see what the message is. Okay. Let's just see what the basic message is. Okay. Eddie Green, or Edie. I'm sorry. Edie. Glad that you are, Denise. It's important. Okay. What is the basic message? I'm asking my spiritual mentors. What is the basic message? Let me turn down this fan on here too. I don't need that up. That our star creatures, let's just call other life, interdimensional life, that I do feel are like the orbs. Like I said, I think we have a mixture of craft. Anyway, let's just see what the non-human variety, what their message is. Okay. Since they've been hanging over our skies since the beginning of time, really, I think, of human time, but more for our cameras that, being able to catch them apparently around in the 40s and 50s, starting around there, Roswell and all of that. So let's just take a look and see what the message is. And then I will get on to everyone else's questions. Okay, let's see. Got yours op. Yop? Okay. So we have room for a couple more questions. And Ellen, hello. And hello to everyone. Latrice and Artist Liz, Op Yop, all you guys that are tuning in. Hello. I hope you're comfy and enjoying your weekend, like I said. So let's get down to it. All right, let's dial in. What is the message that the ETs are sending? What do they want us to know? Because the skies have been crowded. I'm getting that they're not the ones that are that they're saying they're not the ones that are messing with and trying to, excuse me, I told you it's scratchy, and trying to like provoke. They're pointing out to, I'm getting like other humans that, as far as the US is concerned, um, is targeted, tends to get targeted. Hang on a sec. Yeah. Okay, we have Frida and Barbara. Yeah, that's a good question, Barbara. Let's see. So we have 11. I might take one more. And this would put it would put the live probably going into close to 2 hours. So then maybe after another question or two, that'll be it. Hi, Jeff from Baltic Belfast. Nice to have you on board. Will I get my V? Okay, let me get that. Your V, I don't know what that kind of pension is, but I know that there's different sorts, different places. So we'll take a look at that for you. Okay, since we have 12 questions, I'm going to go ahead. Well, I still have a voice. Don't worry, it'll come back. It's just, and just put no more questions, please. Okay. So let's see what their message is. Should do a deep dive on them. All right. Let's see what we get. Okay, we're getting the Wheel of Fortune. And as you guys that have been watching me for a while know that I read in pairs, I just feel like I get more of a full sentence, if you will, as a response. Okay, yeah, this makes more sense to me. We're getting the Wheel of Fortune and the card of Strength. So their message is, and this was funny, not funny, haha. This is interesting, should I say, because the message off camera was about this. Sorry about the chip nail polish. I've been crazy busy. But the point of it is self-moderation, not being an extremist of one end or another. Okay. And they're talking about not American, just Americans from the US, but just human beings need to work on self-moderation. And we have change coming forward as well with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a time that is interesting for sure, because there's going to be transformation going on, and the Wheel of Fortune indicate events start moving forward that require us to not knee-jerk react and to not be manipulated by, not have our emotions in particularly manipulated by. Someone is testing us. They're trying to get us to respond. And it's important that we really make sure the response is very, 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 very thoughtful and mid path, the Buddhist middle pathway for moderation, not an extreme, but not a pushover either. You don't want to be either a doormat or a bully. So they are giving us the message of change and changing ourselves with an increase in self-moderation, especially where violence and raw emotion is concerned. And it has to be more thoughtful. I've always said, and a lot of others have said as well, humans are far too violent. That's probably why they keep their distance for the most part. There is loss and the sense of disappointment or remorse that they're showing us. Kind of works out perfectly in how that's bleeding into the card. And it's, oh my, okay, it's paired with the Tower. And I think that they're trying to tell us and warn us of some sort of unexpected event coming that will, unfortunately, it looks like, cause loss. Hmm. And it is showing a building. Now, we've had more things going on, if you know what I mean, with New Orleans and the strange behavior um, of, unfortunately, the Army vet in Las Vegas. But I feel like they're trying to warn us about self-control and people needing to use more of it because we're going to see more events where we're not expecting and where someone tests the waters maybe, or while they're doing so, something could happen. Yeah. Victims Payment Board. Got it, Jeff. So it looks like there is some concern that I think that they're aware of something that could possibly occur that would cause loss and mourning, grief. My guess would be a loss of life. It would not be anticipated. And maybe because also they can see and know what those that are doing this that are human, what's in their hearts and why they're doing it. And this is kind of a warning of in the midst of doing so, there could be an event. Let's see what we get. Let me clear my throat again. I took my antihistamine, but it has to kick in. There was something I was just getting from that. Okay, what was that? To do with loss, sudden loss, unexpected. I do think it's like more attacks, if you know what I mean, by it doesn't have to be somebody from another, always another place. Oh, I remember what it was. They know what they're trying to do and that they're pushing the envelope, like I was saying. And so there's the warning about extremism, being aware. And we've had a lot of warnings ignored, which is no good. Now, the clarity is coming with the devil. This is chaos. This is oppressive actions. And it paired with the Page of Pentacles. So that's some sort of the manifestation, the beginning of something that's starting to happen, becoming more accelerated, It's beginning to show up, in other words. It's beginning to appear. So this isn't good. They're letting us know that there's oppressive actions by others that don't have good intention, spying, so on and so forth. And they're trying to keep us from having, I think, other events, maybe through the use of air, the craft. Because it is, I think, a test of our government. And they're definitely pointing that out. I usually have stuff that will come to me after the reading, so always check the commentary outside of the chat log because I add stuff there too. Okay. So it looks like we could get an event or more, I think actually more events that are not anticipated. And it could be the start of a more active wave, if you will, of activity with just people being extreme. And we certainly do have that nowadays. And losing their control of themselves. So if you're out in public places and stuff, and especially around holidays and things like that, be careful. You can't stop living. There's no point in that, but just be mindful. And of course, if something seems out of place or strange, um, don't ignore it. No harm, no foul. If it's nothing, it's nothing. But if you report something and it turns out that, it was significant, then at least you've done what you can do. Yes, and people are more stressed. That reminds me, Dorian. One of the cards that came up was the 10 of Wands, and they were showing me stress. And that is just, no big surprise. The world is kind of in that unfortunate energy. Medium said after all information comes out, orange face, pretend inauguration. Oh, and a third attempt. That could happen. That certainly anything nowadays. Nothing surprises me anymore. And another wave of the flying craft. And I think it's a mixture. I think we have human-based craft and we have non-human-based craft watching the humans because they don't trust them. So that's interesting. All right. Let's go ahead. Let me get another sip of coffee and we'll just get started with Artist Liz question. You can see me down here. That's the one thing. I figured out how to make this bigger, so I did, but this is a longer question, so it's showing up like that. Okay. Let's see. Artist Liz, do I see you being able to move to a better apartment this year, 2025? This place is terrible, and your financial situation is bad. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I really am. Prayers up for you. Prayers up for you, love. And everyone that's in need. That's the one thing I do to help myself go to sleep at night. Put the time to good use and lift up family, kind of go through the index of the mind, and also just lift up everyone that's in need or vulnerable. Send up that good vibe. I believe it works for sure. I do. I think when you raise the energy, you bet it helps. Okay. So let's dial in. Artist Liz, will she be able to find a better place to live this year? So I'm going to ask my spirit guides and mentors to help me to read always accurately and clearly. Any mistake is mine as a human filter. So I ask for Liz's guides and mine to help her find a place. Let's ask all our guides. Let's help each other. Kind of brainstorm of our guides and us all together. Let's find Liz a better place that would suit her best. Is that ahead? I feel like a yes, Liz. I know that your situation is difficult financially, and a lot of people are in hard times right now, especially with the costs going up and everything and the uncertainty. But I feel like I get a really strong yes. So, well, let's just take a look and see what the cards have to say. And again, allergies. Sorry. Sometimes they just make me want to just makes me crazy. All right. So, guys, 2025 for Liz, is she going to be guided to a better place to live? One that would be best for her. Is that on board for 2025 for Liz? Please give me the 411. Excuse me. Gotta do my little card reader stretches. Okay. Let's see what we get. Well, here we have the delay. All right. With the Hanged Man. And we do get Judgment coming. So this is like evolving awareness that grows. And it's a conscious awareness that is, shifting from the lower to the higher, just with our basic awareness. And there's some reason that you have had to stay in that God-forsaken spot. And I don't know why, but it does have to do with a growth in your awareness, some kind of greater awareness as a result. If nothing else, I would suppose, than in understanding what it is exactly you don't want to be around in, and you would make sure that you would not perhaps pick such a place if you didn't have to again in the future. I'm sure there's things that you would do differently. There is that kind of growth in one's perspective. And it's interesting that we get cards of perspective, two cards of that talk about a change in perspective as being somehow, you know, big, okay, and important. Now, with this, here we have people that are probably rude with the Five of Swords, and perhaps needlessly so. They can't, they have to have the last word and that kind of energy. Immature. Yeah. And it looks like aggressive words, uh, lack of respect for boundaries and space of other people. Hey, Clarence, that's coming up. We have the Page of Wands. This is movement as well, and inspiration here. And I do see the financial issue here with the Five of Pentacles. Okay, let's see. We get the Hermit. This is keeping to the self, and also perhaps looking in out of the way kind of places, maybe different places than you would normally think to do for your little. Yes, the people here are terrible, especially the ones running the apartment. I'm so sorry. That makes sense then. Well, keeping to yourself, I can see you doing that, but I also think this is you keeping an eye out for the place, the odd place here or there that might meet, what you could do. And that's paired with watching your money, the finances being tight, and also wanting a place that's stable, where the environment is stable. The people are more stable. Understandable. I feel like that's coming. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is taking action and starting to look around. I'm sorry, yeah, the Knight of Pentacles and looking around. I thought I said for some reason Knight of Wands. I don't know why. The Knight of Pentacles, I think looking around the financial situation, and this is hope. So that's good. That means that it's there and there is hope. It might take a little longer than you would like. I'm sure every moment is a moment longer than you would like, but it's making sure that you don't go too quickly and get yourself in another situation. It's being very careful with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very analytical, checking all the details, the back to front. And you have the Star, like I said. So this is a higher energy place, better vibes. But right now you're in the dark, and that's why you've also got the darkness with the Hermit and looking for the light. And the light increases, I think, in brightness, which is interesting. You had the lantern here, and now it comes to a full-on star here. Little things like that, I think, are important to notice. So I do think that you will. This is perhaps involving other people, maybe another person or two, maybe family, or close friends that are like family. I'm not sure, but I think that it works out. And this looks uh, like you would like the environment better. Um, Maybe there's more families uh, or a certain type of family that are more positive in the place that I think that you'll end up going to. And there might be more of a focus on community in the area that I see that you would go to here. Okay. That's the card you want to see, Liz. Like when you're, especially when things have been like stinking and you're like, God, I just can't. It's like, hold on, hold up, hold up. You just got to wait, because like you don't want to miss the right place. And sometimes the right place for you is occupied. And until it's open, sometimes we have to kind of wait for that alignment. And is this enduring? Yes, enduring the nonsense and keeping control of your temper. I also feel like this is showing us an environment too where I feel like the place is better maybe patrolled, or there's authority that keeps control of, no, they don't let things get out of hand. So it could be that the owner or the manager could be a male here, and they take charge. They take charge. It looks like they were reasonable, but they don't allow shenanigans. And that's sounds like the ideal kind of person that you'd want to deal with. This very straightforward. Hi, Stony. The maintenance here is terrible. They don't care about the people or the place. That's a pity. I think that this shows something very, very different. This shows somebody that does care about those things. A male that cares about the environment. And I would say maybe even has his pride tied into it. It's like, this is a reflection of me. So I don't want this to look, this person would feel like, you know, they're the ones that are supposed to be looking out for it, right? So I'm seeing he would be an older man as well, probably been married, might still be married or even widowed. Um, but I think he could be married and have had kids. I feel like he's older. Um, yeah, I feel like something's going to occur that will be the last straw that you're not anticipating. And then it's like, for peace of mind, that's it. I'm getting out of this place. Um, Honestly, something again that's going to make you pull back from that environment more and look for the place that's going to bring you a more peaceful environment. We do have the Three of Swords. That's the suffering, hardship, and them trying to get away with stuff. I think that if you move out or seek to move out, they might not be too helpful, saying. So make sure that anything that you can get so that you can get your deposit back is sorted out. Make sure you got your receipts and things like that. You know what I mean? I do see some kind of conflict here. Okay. So them and the environment, it just keeps coming up. Here's the plan. There's the Seven of Pentacles. It might take you a while, but I see you saving up or gaining the bits and pieces financially that you can to help you to get that move, because you're just numb at some point from the environment. And I don't know if this is you. I don't know. Are you a water sign? Because this could be arguing, bickering, especially if could be issues over theft. So with that Seven of Swords, please make sure everything is locked down while you're living there. And I see that it would take time, and I would say create a plan A and a plan B. Yeah, here we go. Now we're starting to save up a bit of finance and get some prospects down. And you will overcome this. This is a battle. And it's the battle to fight for, in essence, for yourself. And I see you coming through. I think that they're not going to make it easy for you for some reason to leave. Maybe it's because of the money thing. But just make sure, like I said, that you have all the paperwork and like usually you have to have things kept up, carpets clean, the whole 9 yards. Thank you. Thank you, Stony. So I just think that they might know you're sensitive and then try to push your buttons and be argumentative, not making it easy for you. But you will get through it. So, like, make a plan with the Seven of Pentacles, like, sit down and write it out. That also might help you to process your thinking here. And I think you will definitely move. There's the World card. It does look like finances does tend to keep it delayed longer than you'd like, but it does come. And you get the Knight of Cups. Somebody might bring it to your attention. This is positive, though. This Knight of Cups. I don't know what, like, the offer. Maybe like just put in an offer, even if it's not exactly what they're asking for. Mine's full of air too. And I see a King of Pentacles here that's going to be willing to work with you. So maybe that's an older man, the business guy that I see. So I see you moving. Know that there is, once again, just like the reading showed, light at the end of the tunnel, Liz. It's going to take a little longer than you'd like. Don't be in the middle of the year and think, oh, this is not going to happen, because I think it will happen. But I think it's going to take longer than you want, because money and the timeline needs to catch up. So there's my thing. You will move and it will be better. You have better people you will be able to deal with. Real human beings you can talk to. All right. How is this reception look? How's the camera look? Good. It's good so far. Okay. I'm answering my own questions here. You're right on. The maintenance stole. Oh my God. Pain meds? Oh my God. I have to rely on those. So it's like, I know that it's not easy to get those. And you had it for dental work. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. And they were in your apartment without permission. They will keep your deposit. Well, I just say, you know what? As long as you can. And I'm glad that you filed a police report. That's terrible. I mean, that is terrible. Yeah, I see you coming across what I think is probably an older guy that's probably my age, in his 50s or so, or 60s. And I think it looks like he's more reasonable. Um, and you're able to talk to him and work something out. That's right. They won't replace him. And in fact, you don't necessarily want to say that somebody took that, because then you can lose the person that's giving you the prescription from prescribing you anymore if they think that you're a risk. You are a water sign. Okay, so you are the Queen of Cups in that reading. And I do see them giving you trouble, trying to bicker and argue with you about it. But it sounds like you've already dealt like that with them in this manner. So I think you can expect a bit more. You're not ugly as sin, Stony. Stop it. But you will move. It will be a better situation. Just work on the plan. The plan. Just work on it. Thank you for that. Yes, I can't believe it. I never thought I'd get more than a few people. And honestly, even if I were to end up at the end of the day with two people, that would be fine by me. I just figure um, I'm here to give the message that to whomever that God will sort it out. You know what I mean? I'll get who needs to come to me. I don't worry about it anymore. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you're a strong fighter. You're sensitive, and that's wonderful. And you're strong. So you'll get through this. You'll get through this. And you'll be in a better position. And somehow I think the knowledge that you've gone through that you've experienced is going to be helpful to you in the future, either in helping other people and that sort of thing. Okay? Yeah, I love cancers. Cancers are very kind. I've had nothing but positives. But each and every, no sign, every sign has got a party pooper in it, unfortunately. All right. So Liz, that's good. Keep just know that hope is very real, that you're just there until you are aligned, and then you're going to be able to find that place. So get active, and I'm sure you are looking, so on and so forth. Okay. Rain. Can you see if my brother-in-law, who passed November of of '07, Joe Martinez? Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. I just came across a deck that is, and we'll see how good it is. We'll see if it, you know, is gonna work today. Some days you try a deck and it's just like, no, I'm looking for all my scrunchies. There we go. Gonna put this one over here. It's a big one. Okay. The Beloved Dead. Okay. And it's for ancestral wisdom and for those that have passed on. Right? Little guidebook here. It's matte. That's pretty nice. Gonna set it aside. All right. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it works. If not, I'll just revert back to the regular tarot. All right. Sip of coffee, and I'm going to put this on mute so you don't hear me slurp. Oh, okay. It's kind of neat because it's done in that Victorian style, which I like. I probably had a few past lives during that period. And it's a gilded. It's the Beloved Dead. They could have called it the Beloved Deceased, or the Departed would have been a nice word. Okay. Let me just scroll on down. That's not odd, Stony. Not odd at all. What would be odd to me is that you wouldn't have some experience. And I'm so sorry that you lost your daughter 20 years ago. I'm very sorry about that, sweetheart. She'll never leave you. Now she's just gonna wait till you've completed your mission here, and they all will meet up and have a big party on the other side. So let's take a look and see Joe. Let's dial in Joe. All right, guys. Oh, gotta do my. It's damp here, so I'm a little older, like I said, so I'm a little bit crunchy today. All right, Joe Martinez. If he has a message for your husband, Gabe. Gabe. Okay, so that's his brother. All right, so does Joe Martinez have a message for Gabe, his brother? I ask my guides and Joe to help me to relay his message to Gabe. What is your message, Joe? Do you want to use this deck, please, and give Gabe A message. I think this is the first time I've used this deck. I've had it for a long time, and I may have tried once, but I may not have been too impressed. But sometimes you just got to pick it up at another point. I've learned that too. Just like books, you try and read a book and you're like, I can't get into it. Maybe a year later and you're just through it, Let's see if that happens here. So what is Joe Martinez? What's his message for Gabe? Okay, I'm getting the card of tribe, which makes me feel like family. All right. Extended family that is with him. And let me pair it up. And appearance. Well, that's interesting. Like appearance. So we're getting extended family, ancestors, aunts and uncles, so on and so forth, and something about like being able to, I think, literally see them. Now, I don't know, could that be in a dream or an actual apparition or a vision? Maybe he's letting Gabe know that he might experience that, um, to keep an open mind. All right. Let's see what else. And I'll pull up the book and see what else little blurbs they give on those two. And we get kindred. Okay. So this makes me feel like those two may have been close. Like he's indicating that they were close, Gabe and he. And teacher, was one of them more of a teacher or guided the other one and taught him things? Because I feel like he's trying to say, I'm still doing it. I'm still guiding you. I'm still teaching you. And that they're kindred souls, like really closer than most. Does that make sense, Rain? No, I don't know if she's here or not. Amy, I'm sorry if we can't take your questions, but, you know, try and get here early. I'd love to be able to read for you another time. And we're getting home, maybe a family home. Oh, but it could also be home over there. So let's just see what it's going to be paired with. Ah, martyr. That could be someone that passed, who passed that may have taken care of other people. Like if somebody gets sick, they take care of them, and then they might get sick and pass, or they pass because they stand up for something or trying to protect other people. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm getting a protective energy, and I'm getting it around a home, a family home. I'm not quite sure, but this feels like just more of a benevolent energy. I feel like Joe is showing me maybe personalities or parts of extended family that first popped up here. Okay, so let's take a look at tribe and appearance real quick and see what we get. All right. And darn it, they didn't number the cards to make this much more easier to locate. Let me just see here. And there's, why don't they put a contents? I guess I'm old fashioned. Okay, well, here's appearance. So let me just start there. When you receive this card, the appearance card, the man, kind of the dandy fellow with the high top hat there. So when you receive this card, it's an indicating that individual or loved one, by their physical appearance, eyes, smile, teeth, face, hair, clothes, skin, related to their physical appearance. Okay, there's something about the what Joe would wear, I guess. It would could also represent something memorable about their grooming or dearly held attitude about the way that they looked. Um, maybe Joe was a ladies' man or something. And maybe, I don't know, maybe he really was conscientious of his clothing or his hair. Or your grandmother had a weekly appointment with the hair salon, for example. Your grandfather always wore his undershirt while eating hot soup. Okay. I have to have a napkin because, or a tissue because my nose will run if I eat hot soup. Your mother would rather die than be seen without lipstick and pearls. No, my mother would not. Maybe without mascara and lipstick. Appearance. So again, when not being used descriptively, introduces a narrative regarding habitual feelings about body image, confidence, and self-worth. Work with the beloved uh, dead appearance to improve the kindness that you show yourself. Maybe he's trying to say that his brother needs to take better care of himself. How we speak to ourselves has a powerful impact on our conduct and well being. This may be asking you to stop agreeing with harsh criticisms of the past. Or making comparisons of yourself and others on media, social media. We too tend to do that. Hey, Barbara, thank you. Um, what else? Magazines aren't mirrors. Okay, that's a good point. This card can also invite you to disregard those messages about that it's vain or wrong to care about how you look and to go pamper yourself, uh, not only from the inside out, but also on the outside. Get a pair, a new shirt, whatever. So I think he's talking about, I don't know if he was ever, I don't know if Gabe was ever teased by about appearance or anything like that in the past. This might be a stretch, but I would say that this would be an indication that no matter what the case, I think he's giving his brother the green light to care about himself and that he wants him to care about himself and look out for himself and put away any past uh, low esteem that people may have projected at him about that could have affected how he feels about himself. That would make a lot of sense to me. Now let's see if we can find tribe that goes with that. And that's usually, the people around you that support you. So let's see if we get that. Okay, I see what they did. They went, thank goodness. Okay, they went by alphabetical order. So let's go to the T's, tribe. Okay, so the tribe, I'll hold that card up again, extended family, along with appearance, addresses basic human need for connection, support, and belonging. At the core, it is showing a group dynamic, okay, over individual relationship. So core essence is the ancestral line, family, friends, community, and culture. Who do you consider your tribe? Where do you feel like you can be yourself and protected, loved, and understood? With whom and why? Who has your back? And maybe, again, if we're going to issues of any kind of issue of appearance, weight, whatever, the message might be stay with people that value you. Don't allow others to make you feel bad about yourself. That's, I would say, a big part of a message. And to be with people who treat you with respect and love. If you have a dependable significant other, the card is asking you if you're finding enough time and opportunity to spend with other people. Okay. When's the last time you went out and laughed until you cried or laughed? Important to remember who you are outside of the context of relationships. One person can't be everything. And your quote unquote tribe, extended folks are waiting to listen, share, advise, even provide unbridled stupidity on command. I like that. Okay, so he might just also be saying you need to get out with your friends a little bit more, give your wife a break. Just kidding, Rain. But and think, have positive feelings about yourself. Forget what anyone else might, you know, project at you. Now let's see about kindred and teacher. So teacher must be close by here. Let's grab that real quick. Yeah, it's back. Here we have teacher, and let me just go to kindred with my thumb. Do do do. Oh, here we are. All right. So kindred, through thick and thin, kindred spirits have your back. A lot about I've got your back. I think it's also Joe saying, "Hey, I might be here, but I've got your back." And not only me, not just me, but the whole tribe, the whole fam over here has your back. Don't feel badly about yourself or how you look. Don't tolerate that. You know, are connected to us and we love you. That's kind of the vibe. All right. So when you're down in a dark place, they are your shoulder, your umbrella, your shaman, your emotional apothecary. That's really nice. I think he's trying to say, you know, when you feel bad, you've got people outside of your wife to talk to. You can come to your tribe, so to speak, that he can talk to his brother in his mind, that he's there for him, and not just his brother Joe, but the extended family on the other side. That's so nice. And he's just reminding, hey, we're here for you. Don't forget about us. And we're your biggest fan. Aw. Kindred refers to the experience of friendships as well as relationships and associations that you're forming. It's true that you can tell a lot by the company you keep. Maybe, I don't know, does Joe like Gabe's friends? Maybe he thinks that he could do better. I don't know. It's true that you can tell. Okay, yeah, I read that bit. This card asks, who are you attracting? Soul friends who love you unconditionally, just the way you are. This book is funny. Shame on me for not starting this sooner. Or ass, as like in a donkey, like kind of like an ass. You're being a jackass. Souls who, when you're trying to assemble your dreams, hide the hex key. So in other words, are these the people that hold you down? You know, you want to make sure you're with a crowd of people that uplift you and support you. Or is the connection unbalanced, flowing only in one direction? Like, are you the giver and your friends the takers? Okay, and why is this okay? Kindred says, try to be grateful for, quote unquote, that friend who withered the on the vine. That is with you through thick and thin. Ultimately, they're making space for someone more like-minded to appear. As you evolve, the shinier you become. I think Joe really wants Gabe to be himself and to be around those that support him being himself and letting his light shine. Okay? So some can't help but like what they see, and those are the keepers, the friends that you want to keep. Others will resent you for inadvertently, and this is true, and you all know it is, reflecting back their own shortcomings. Like if you ever are doing well for yourself or you make, you all know what I'm talking about. There's that one person that would rather see a hearse out front than a Bentley. So yeah, if they aren't, so then you can get people that resent your shininess and you shining your light, but you just go ahead and shine that light, and that's their problem. And if they aren't as committed to the same path of evolution as yourself, this glimpse will be highly inconvenient. Very true, and you all know that's the truth. The beloved dead of kindred, which was the card, what does it say here? Hopes that they're just slightly out of step and that you'll inspire them to catch up. Regardless, they still bring an invaluable lesson. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Oh my goodness. So kindred is reflecting what the card of tribe here, and it's saying, have somebody that loves you for who you are and lets you shine your light, Gabe. And let's go to teacher real quick. Of course, I pulled the finger I had holding that out from place. So let me there we go, teacher. There have been many employees of educational systems who have stood before you mechanically and dogmatically, uh, committing a syllabus onto the blackboard. Okay. Some are well-intentioned, hapless, or tedious. Others are disagreeable, unfit, and unkind. And oh, how diligently they work to either glaze over your eyeballs with ennui, or create stress fractures in your confidence and self-worth. Boy, this is really something about Gabe's self-worth. Somebody has not been kind here to him, and he needs to set that baggage down, is the message. Really strongly. Okay. So, okay. They can create stress fractures in your confidence and self-worth, feelings that can still reverberate into your adult life. It's really true. And then there's the teacher, that brilliant soul who got through and set you on your way. When validating a loved one or individual, this card is an academic at heart, someone who either taught professionally or was a font of knowledge, someone with all the answers that helped others immensely. May have been good at teaching others how to do things. This is also the card of the student still in school, college, or university, or involved in a course of study. But we're always learning things too, the student of life. When the student is ready, the teacher will come. If you receive this card, the beloved dead card of the teacher could be heralding the arrival of a mentor who will change your life in many favorable ways. And it could be just simply encouraging you to graduate, finally, telling you that it's time to step up and step out of the mindset that you've been in and take the mindful, rightful mantle of the teacher. The roles, I get it. He's saying, as I've taught you, now you need to teach others too, to feel good about themselves and choose those that are on the same wavelength and help others. So he's wanting his brother to not have low esteem and to help others in life later then that have low esteem that he could perhaps encourage. So the teacher reminds us that the minute we think we know it all, that's when there's a ceiling on our potential. So whenever, like I said, you never stop learning. So I think he's saying there's some great things ahead of you, but working on your self-esteem, letting go of past luggage that people have projected is important, and that he can help other people to also learn how to let go of that. And that's the message. It's to value who he is, and because the family there on the other side think he's tremendous. And it doesn't seem like maybe Gabe realizes how wonderful he really is, just the way he is, just the way he is. So he doesn't need to get caught up in how he's maybe been criticized in the past. And if he hasn't treated himself well as a result, let's say he doesn't think very well of himself, so he doesn't bother to buy himself a nice shirt or whatever, get his hair cut or whatever, tell him to splurge on himself and treat himself because he's worthy. And that is really the message. You are worthy, and teach other people that they are worthy too, and to shine their light. And if other people don't like it, then maybe they need to work on themselves. And that's usually the case. All right. Let's see what else we have. Thank you, Amy. Let's see. Okay, we are going to Zara Lansdowne, and I believe you're in New Zealand. Kamala's sister Maya, another Maya, told her the election was stolen from her. So you're asking, did her sister tell her? I don't know. Let's go with another deck. Let me just slip this one back. I'll use that one more from now on. That one's a bit fun. Some of its wording is a little awkward, but I can get around that. It's got a magnetic lid closure too, which is nice. I might just read that booklet later this evening for some giggles. All right, I got a few more new decks too to use, you guys. So, but let me just go yes, no. Where did I set that one? Oops. Did I set it over there? See, now here's my problem. When I go to get organized, there it is. Okay. Oh, my makeup brush. I was looking for that. All right. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just do a yes, no for this one. Let me set that to the side. And just kind of switch out the energy. And thank you guys who are tuned in and watching. Thanks for hanging around. There will be more political questions, so if you want to duck out on the personal questions, that's fine, but you might want to come back and take a look at the political questions that are there later. Once it's recorded, then you can kind of skip over the questions that you're not as interested in. Okay, so let's carry on. I'm going to get a sip of coffee. Well, keep things a moving. Trying to drink quietly, not like a pig at the trough. So sorry. Okay. So Kamala's sister Maya, did Maya tell her of the stolen election? Did Kamala's sister, was she the one that told or related to Kamala that the election was stolen? Right. Let me just focus on Kamala and her sister Maya. Was it her sister Maya that mentioned or brought up to her that this was a stolen election? Her sister Maya, yes or no, guides? Did she tell Kamala that she thought this election was stolen, that this election was stolen? Did Maya, Kamala's sister, she must be a great sister with that name, tell her that the election was stolen from her? Yes or no? Let's see what we get for Sarah's question. Maybe. This comes in as, sorry about, I really should have, I took care of everything except for the nail polish. The one thing that will be right up in your face. I'm so sorry. So we have that maybe unknown. Let me pair it up and see what we get. And it is the Hanged Man. I think, honestly, she could have and said, take a look at this from a different perspective. Why wasn't there more of a delay? I can tell you that with this election, every other election I've ever seen, it's never come in that fast. Ever. Even from before I was old enough to vote. Never seen it come in that fast. So maybe she brought up, hey, there was no delay. It's a little weird. And then we have the King of Wands. Now, usually this is my Elon card because he's a Leo. But let's just see. And this is the yes. I think her sister Maya brought up Elon and wondering, perhaps, wondering in this case, if he didn't do something. So I'd say yes. I would say yes, she did. She may not have been entirely certain, Sarah, but I think she intuitively felt that Mr. Leo here was perhaps involved in throwing that election. It's weird that that card would come up. Why didn't I get anything else like the Joe Biden card or something? No. And I get the Wheel of Fortune. That's another yes. And this is movement and change. And maybe she's did say, you know, the change that she noticed with the election and that there wasn't a delay or it was just too quick. And then another yes with the Two of Wands. And this is about waiting. And this is something that's going on worldwide. I think bringing up also the interference going on worldwide in different elections. And Elon's been doing that too. He's been getting involved in other nations' stuff. And most recently, he put a British, I think it was MP, in the crosshairs. If you look in my community section, there's an article there if you want to read about that, who was investigating child grooming. And he made a false claim about her that's put her in jeopardy. Okay, her first name is Jess, and I can't remember her last name, but she's an MP out of Britain. So he's just a troublemaker. And maybe that's what is showing up here too, around the globe, active in creating chaos. And financial planning. Well, he certainly partnership is also accented here. So I think she would have brought up the mention of finances and partnership, and Elon's card shows up. So yeah, I think she did, Sarah. I think she brought up Elon in particularly. Okay. Next question is Denise. Any message from Realm Guides, please? And thank you. Absolutely. Let's go and shift out to another deck. Let's see. Maybe we'll go back to the beloved. I'm going to call it the beloved. I'm going to title it. Just call it the beloved for short. Okay. Because it's specifically supposed to be made to deal with messages from our home realm. So let's see what we get. Let me stretch my back a little bit. I wonder if we're going to get more rain. Phillips, that's right, Jeff. I'm glad that you approve of the choice, Denise, because it is your question. So let's just take a look what they have to offer. And you know that we're all a bunch of boneheads. We don't hear half of what they're trying to tell us. We're like worried about our bills and so on and so forth. So there's always going to be stuff that we are just not quite getting. And again, if you haven't, I highly suggest getting a deck that's simple and do like a reading for yourself a day, especially during tough times. It can really be helpful. And I will be doing some of that for you gladly because I just got another deck that's for that specific purpose. I thought, this is perfect for my subscribers. Anyway, I went a little bit deck crazy here and purchased a few different ones. And some of these are older. I'm going to have a raffle or something to give away some of my decks that I just don't use that are in good shape. Anyway, Denise. Let's dial into Denise Lynn. Denise Lynn. Denise, Miss Denise. What is the message for Miss Denise? What is the message for Denise? I'm asking her guides and her loved ones in our home realm. What is something that you're trying to get through to her that maybe she's just not able to pick up on or needs a little help? What's the message, guys? What is it? For Denise Lynn. Okay. Let's explore this deck a little bit more. Maya, tarot or oracle? This one's an oracle. Does it matter which deck? Well, it kind of, the oracle will give you a little different system than the tarot. So if you're looking for something that's maybe not as, just has a different structure than the tarot, like readings like this, although you can use the regular tarot, you might want to try an oracle because it might just have a little difference, like this one does, you know? And sometimes I just don't think too much sometimes, and I just grab, well, we are getting the snake. That looks like Abraham Lincoln, but it's not. With a pair of John Lennon glasses. Quite interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's differences. And then, because with the oracles, people can make the oracle, it's more free form. It can be more free form. With the tarot, it's a specific system and divination, meanings. The oracle can be very different, and it's not a set, exact format, if you will, such as the tarot system. More free form, if you get what I mean. You were born on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting snake and I'm getting active love, do nothing. And here's active love. Very pretty Asian lady. Active love, do nothing. Snake, active love, do nothing. Not sure what that means. And I get the card of Bohemian. Bohemian. Okay. And it's paired with survive. And we have a man that's been through the wars here with his, looks like his wife. I can't make out with this. Oh, these are some kind of bird. It's kind of a, oh, no, I'm sorry. It's kind of a mist, and behind it are tombstones. Okay. It's like at the cemetery. Okay, so it could be a couple. All right, let's see what we get with snake and act of love. Do nothing. It's kind of a strange combination, but let's just see. Okay. All right, we have A and S, so let's go to the end part here. See what snake is about. And let me go to act of love with an A. Oh, it would be do nothing. Okay, just to see that they didn't put, I'm so annoyed. Wait a minute. D-O-E-I. That's weird. Did they put this under N? I mean, come on. This one's definitely freeform. Love. Sorry, just going to take me a second here because of the way that they have put this. Messenger. They don't have an N. Active nothing. Or active love. Do nothing. I'm going to have to find that one. And I have no idea how they decided to put this one in here. But I'll get the ones I can get. So snake. Oh no, beware of the snake. Hang on a second. Getting warm again. Opening the skylight. Okay. Oh no, beware of the snake. For he's possessed of the gifts of seduction and manipulation, which he uses expressly for the purpose of satisfying his own agenda. Okay, we're talking about somebody that's being selfish. This is very attractive and tempting energy, like somebody that knows how to say what you want them to say, or offer you something that they know that you want. And if he's not Mephistopheles himself, he certainly arouses sympathy for the devil with his lower vibrational sway. Okay, somebody that is trying to appeal to the less than the best. At best, this oracle, or this card, may represent great scheming powers of persuasion, or an ability to mesmerize anyone away from their core beliefs and ideals. At its worst, scratch the snake's surface, snake, and discover a heart of darkness. He arrives to tell us a cautionary tale about lower vibe behavior, habits, low vibe habits, bad habits, smoking, drinking too much, choices, and darker motivations. He also secrets. In other words, he doesn't share, might even lie, and doesn't reveal his hand unless it's part of a carefully connived strategy. If in any moment the snake draws you close to share an intimacy, recoil. The best way of handling this energy is to avoid engaging. The word is verifiable. The one word that is verifiable kryptonite for this energy is whatever. Okay, so there's a warning against, and we have active love do nothing, which I still have not found. There's a warning against somebody that's trying to, I think, influence you for their own agenda, and maybe not to fall prey to someone that might be doing that. Now, the act of love is to do nothing. They might tell you and try to convince you that you have to do something, perhaps if you love them. If you really care about me, you'll do this for me. And I feel like this is saying do nothing. You don't need to do that. Somebody may be trying to convince you that you need to do something that benefits them, that doesn't benefit you. Let me see if I can find. I'll probably find this after the reading or after the live, and I'll be going, Evermore, Driver Entertainment. That's why I don't understand why they should just number this. So I would say stay in the place of love, and you don't have to do anything if you love. There's no need, apparently, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. So if someone's trying to say, well, if you love me, you'll do this, you don't have to do that. Real love means they're not going to ask you to do something that feels sketchy. Let's see, here it is. Found it. It's at the very beginning of the book. I think that might be my past, but that is definitely not my present nor my future. Yep. The do nothing card is asking you to sit on your hands. That's right. Stop, blink, give it a beat. The core intent of this card isn't grounded in the spirit of indolence and apathy. It's not suggesting that you put up your feet and indulge in some quality navel gazing while others are working tirelessly around you. But this card promotes an awareness that in some cases, the wisest, highest good choice is actually inaction. Instead of action. You don't have to make any decisions or commit to a response in this moment, particularly to anything that's reckless or rash or that could lead to future regret. So let things take their natural course, and if you receive the do nothing, you may also be directing well-intended energy toward an unserviceable situation. So what can you really do? is what you can ask yourself. Positive change, genuinely be effective. Or is someone just better served by figuring out what is for them best for themselves? So if anyone comes across, and I know you're saying that there's no one here or now, but I don't know how you would know that in the future, but I would say that if someone's try to pressure you at some point, do nothing. You don't have anything to prove. Now, Bohemian and survive. Let's see what they say there. Just keep it in mind. Remember, you're asking what the message is, and this is what they're giving you. So, ordinary. Ask the Bohemian, sniffing the air. That's not for sure. There's no worse offense. Let's see. She flows fabulously through her color outside the lines life. She prefers the gaiety and the tragedy of artists, actors, and musicians, and surrounds herself with cats and lovers, and a full-length gilded mirror. Okay. What tethers others to reality? Marriage, children, house, and carpool she uses as a sash for her satin kimono. Pshaw! The Bohemian isn't hardwired for caregiving in the traditional sense. This is saying there's always Coltrane coming from the speakers. It just means to be yourself. She never means to hurt anyone who falls in love with her vagabond ways. An avowed aesthetite. I don't know why they're using all these words. She sees and values her beauty, in everything, but guards against anything that endangers her freedom to fly and express. So, definitely not conventional, and doesn't resonate with the mood of the moment, especially if it's tedious, unreasonable, or unbearably cruel. That's understandable. So it's saying, they're showing that there's acknowledging your free spirit here, and that, what does this say? When the free-spirited bohemian swans into your reading, she blows open the louvered doors of perception and asks you to take a walk on the wild side. Loosen your grip, man, on tradition or the way things have gone. The mainstream, anything that binds or clips your wings, and take time to smell the roses, the bread, or the laundry. Alternatively, if this resonates as a pattern that's problematic in relationships stemming from commitment phobia, you may want to ask yourself whether or not connections that you're forming are stable enough. I think they're just saying, if you're a different kind of person, yes, I think you know what to do, because you already see through crap. Okay. So just, if someone comes in and is trying to pressure you to be anything other than the free spirit that you are, you don't have to do anything. There's nothing that you need to change. And it says the card of survival, and it's honoring your individuality. Okay. That tends to be a theme today. Letting your light shine and not allowing other people to say, well, maybe you shouldn't, it's like, no, maybe you should just let people be themselves and not make them feel guilty about it. Maybe that's the message. And because it's a snaky thing to do. Survive. You were born whole and unwounded, a little miracle with moving parts, hardwired to survive. And tough. When life happens fast and furious, like a monster on a roller coaster, you're holding on. 1 minute you're happily plodding along the tracks, rising to scenic heights, and then suddenly you're being pushed, pulled, and banked into alarming ways, all accompanied by, people losing their cool. Do you want to really go on this ride? What choice do you have? The Oracle describes the experience of hardship and difficult events, that were beyond personal control, but you made it through. So it's validating remarkable, legendary strength and courage and resourcefulness that you have. They're acknowledging that, and that you can really rise to the face of adversity. And I guess it's just about recognizing that about yourself, that you are different with the Bohemian card, and you see through things. You're never going to conform. You're a nonconformist. You don't need to prove anything to anyone with the first two cards, and not to allow anyone to make you feel like you need to just do things their way. And that you can get along just fine without maybe what they're going to try to convince you that you need to have this, though. It could be a salesperson, that's trying to fob something off on you. And this could just be an alert that, trust in your own uh, perception. You will be fine without giving in to what they're trying to push you into. Um, And so they're again acknowledging that legendary strength, courage, and resourcefulness in the face of adversity. The totem for this oracle, now that's interesting, is the Edelweiss, a bright and woolly, starry shaped flower, traditionally means virtue, nobility, and rare beauty. Now that's what your family. Now you understand how these paths lead you here. Yes. And your family on the other side, I don't know, keep this in mind. The Edelweiss flower that might start popping up. Just keep that in mind, because it's where was I? What was the thing about it? Traditionally, it means virtue, nobility, and rare beauty. Um, Yet it's because it's found at such high altitudes and thrives in inclement weather, tough conditions. I get it. So climb like from the mud up comes the lotus. You've been through hard things that have shaped you into being who you are. Exactly. And this card can identify uh, the imprint that was put on you by people that may have been, when you were growing up, that may have been troubled and didn't feel like you had the right uh, to maybe even survive or thrive, exist. Uh, if you're currently facing a mountain or challenge, you know, and you're having a battle, just know that never give up. Show them what you've got. Bloom and grow, because you are a unique individual. With that, you are a unique flower. That's so interesting how one card is kind of bleeding into another yet again. So it's talking about trust your strength and your discernment, really. Because it looks like you'll make the right choice. And don't allow anyone to pressure you and make you feel like you really need to do something for your survival or otherwise, buy this thing or that thing. Um, you're sensible enough, and I think you know that. So, but just keep an eye out for it. Could be someone trying to, who knows, say that you need to buy this or that, or God only knows. Yes. And that's the best way to go. Karma is good. I forgave and let go all kinds of things. This is just reassuring that if someone comes around to make you feel pressured into something, you don't, you're not going to be missing out if you say no. And saying no is a very good thing. That's what I'm getting. Say no. All right, Festine, you're next. Okay, thank you for answering my question. Now I need to know about my sister, Patsy Brown. Okay, let me just bop over to the live. All right, Festine, let's take a look for your sister. I'm going to use the regular tarot on this. I'll put the loved one tarot, the beloved deck aside, and I'm going to get just the regular tarot deck here. Let's see. So, Patsy Brown. All right. Let's see. What do you need to know about Patsy? Oops. Patsy Brown. Can I get a sip of coffee? You're welcome, Denise. Thank you. I appreciate you too. All right. Patsy Brown. Let's dial in. What do we need to know about Patsy? What can you tell Festine about Patsy? How is she? Um, let's see. Let's see. What do we get for Patsy Brown? What does Festine need to know about Patsy Brown? Her sister, Patsy Brown, and her situation. I'm going to give it another split and shuffle. I hate it when I do that. I hate it when I hit the lip of my bedside table here. All right. Patsy Brown. What does she need to know about Patsy? All right. I'm getting the card of the Eight of Wands, which is accelerated energy, things happening more quickly, picking up speed with the moon, possibly to do with intuition. I don't know if you're getting intuitive feelings about her, or, sometimes we'll start thinking about someone we haven't for a while. It definitely carries over that intuitive energy. And we have the Tower. This is something, again, for her that's unexpected. Wow, what's this? And it's paired with, it could also be going through a time of uncertainty. Now that I'm getting the other cards coming along, especially the Tower, something that's unexpected that puts one into a situation where things don't feel stable, don't feel certain. And we get the Queen of Swords. Perhaps that's her. This to me would indicate a woman that's pretty, sharp-tongued, is one of the first things I got, but also no nonsense. So she's paired with the Tower and looking at this circumstance that has occurred. And I don't know, I got this Tower for your other sister. I don't know if this is the same issue going on in the family or not, or if this really is individual to each sister. But this looks like, again, a situation where something in life, the floor is being kind of pulled out, the rug is being pulled out from underneath, and we have to scramble. And from her perspective, she would be looking at it very pragmatically, very much with a practical mind and a sensible mind, no nonsense. Pretty tough cookie. But I do get some kind of accelerated time of uncertainty that, she's not certain about things, but it looks like she's pretty strong in taking it day by day with something that was unexpected. When we have a new start with the Fool, and we have the Hierophant. So this could be counsel on a new beginning. It could be on a move or the start of anything new, a start of a new business, a new job, something where one is going out of their comfort zone. And certainly she's out of her comfort zone, but not by choice. Something has happened. And, it would maybe even affect spiritual beliefs that were more conventional or more conservative. She might be opening up her belief system because of this event, something that was, again, unexpected. And it pushes the limitation of conservative beliefs, and she might starting to become more open-minded. With her, I can see why that might be an issue. Especially she might see things very black and white. I don't know. But sometimes people with the sword energy, they can just be very cut and dried, as they say. But I see her having an experience where she's got to lessen up on that kind of it's this way or that way, and see the gray, perhaps, that's also there. That she's got to expand or open her thinking with some event. And I think that is probably connected to maybe what your other sister was having going on that wasn't expected. That's just strange that they both are getting the tower. Wow. There will be clarity. And with the Queen of Swords, she's the person that wants to get to the bottom of things. And she wants answers. She might be the sister to go to that will, she's going to be the one to confront people and get answers over some sort of betrayal or hardship here with the Three of Swords. So I don't know what is going on, but where issues involving others kind of blow up, if you will, I feel like she's going to get to the answers, because that moon with the uncertainty, she doesn't like that. The Queen of Swords wants clarity, and even if it's a painful truth, she wants to know the truth. And it is painful. There's a great deal of emotion that's overflowing here. People would have very deep emotions, understandably, if somebody, betrays your trust. Like it feels like somebody may have done to someone in the family. This is going to, affect their heart, how they, it hurts them if you hurt someone that they love. And especially around money and lifestyle. And maybe someone that lives very well not being very nice, or that is being greedy. And I think she's got a whole lot of feelings about it. I think she would be the one to read the riot act to someone that was being a snob or being greedy and just trying to make sure that they had finances or the better of the situation than others that are also involved. I think you're on the list. This is when, the thing, you got to have patience. You can also wait if you want and go off and do other things and then watch the recorded version, but you're on the list. So she's been through a lot of stress, okay? And it's connected to a relationship. I think there's been a fracture in a relationship that is causing the betrayal, maybe a love triangle of something, and people are up in arms. I'm not sure. There is something that has undermined someone's stability and sense of trust in a relationship. And I get that she's going to dig around and find out the answers. I think someone's deliberately covering up something with lies, and it looks like she's going to be like an investigator, the one that just doesn't accept that. So that's what I get. That's what I get for your sister. Okay. Now we go to Latrice Colvin, then we have Trinetta, then we have Edie, then we have Opyop, Frida, Barbara Warwick, Jeff. Okay. That's who I've got on my list. Okay. So now we're going to go to Latrice. Can you see if I'm going to win my case? Yes, let's take a look. I'm just going to go ahead and use this regular tarot deck because I can do that. Just a yes or a no, and then we'll see from there. How about that? Okay, Latrice Colvin. Let's see what we get for Latrice Colvin and her case, her legal case. Is she going to win her case? Is Miss Latrice going to win her case. Can we have a yes or no? Or clarity, please? Latrice Colvin, Latrice Colvin. Repeating it, I know it sounds crazy, but it kind of helps me to get in this vibe, the energy. Latrice Colvin. Will she win her legal case? Her case. Will she win it? I get a yes with the 10 of Pentacles. That is a definite yes. And if there's money involved, I would say you would be getting it. It does show corruption or lies. So somebody trying to perhaps take advantage. And I say that you will. Let's see what else. Somebody trying to hold on, somebody trying to control things, being possibly greedy as well, or wanting to be selfish. And that's just not going to fly. That is just not going to fly. No matter who it is, that's just not going to fly. I feel like someone's trying to keep a lion's share here, maybe, or take it from you. I don't know. Or not give you what's yours. And this makes me feel like if they're holding on to something that's yours, Latrice, this is very fast energy coming in that's taking action. It's literally the fastest moving knight in the deck. And this could be fast action to hold on to something or to safeguard something. I see watchfulness, even surveillance, maybe, quite possibly, but watchfulness to see what somebody's going to do, keeping their eye on the response of another, what someone else brings forward. Yes, I believe that you will prevail. You get the world, that's completion. Whatever you're going through, it will be completed. Yes, they are. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's no fun. No fun at all. But the good news is your energy, your cards, Latrice, are really good for winning your case. And I see you prevailing there. Just keep a watch on things. That's highlighted here because, sneaky. It's not gonna work out for them. Nope. Things will work out for you though. You get with time, you get temperance, things, the balance being corrected by a mindful woman that's handling finances. So it looks good for you. I'm glad to say that. I hate to give bad news. Oh, do I ever? So that's really good. Keep me in the loop, Latrice, and God bless you. I'm sorry that somebody was that. I do. I do get exhausted by the end of it. It's weird. At the end of the live, I'm kind of hyped up yet. So then I've got to kind of bring my energy back down. You're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. I don't like people having to suffer. But then when I go to sleep at night, I am like, or sometimes though, I can also just be, it can kind of rev me up, but make me tired. It's a weird thing. Okay, will I move to Hawaii? Only if I get to go. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see what we get, Trinita. And I hope I'm saying your name right. Trinita. Is it Trinita? Oh, you know what? After I've highlighted, I need to come back over to the live chat. I shed more than my cat, I think. Long red hair everywhere. Okay, let's clear this deck. Clear. Move to Hawaii. Will Trinita, will she move to Hawaii? I can come? Cool. That'd be awesome. Love my body would feel so much better. I wouldn't have half of the arthritis I do right now playing me up. And that would be great if you would let me know, Latrice. I would appreciate that. Just say, yeah, it came through, or yeah, that'd be great. I like to know that. All right, let's see what we got. Yes, please. And your address. No, just kidding. Let's see what we get. So will Miss Parker be in Hawaii? Will she move to Hawaii? Is there a move coming up to Hawaii for Trinita? For Trinita, is there a move to Hawaii? Let's see what we get. Again, Ace of Cups. Well, that kind of makes sense with all the water. And Justice. I feel like it's a decision that you will have to make. So it looks like a happy decision, though, and maybe one where um, uh, there's another person that might help you, quite possibly too, with that supportive Ace of Cups there. Again, there is a lot of emotion around that, quite understandably. I'm sure it'd be like happy, but this looks like a yes. And it's a decision that has to be made. There might be also some legal papers or whatever. I don't know if you've got some kind of paperwork that you've got to deal with before you would do that, but I see your significant other. Oh, your male. I'm sorry, Festine. You don't need to apologize. It's just one of those things that gets crossed in the online chat. But your sisters look like they're going through a hard time there. That one, though, looks pretty tough. All right, now back to Trinidad. So you're waiting on your significant other. Yes, that's overseas. I remember. I can bring the whole family if you move there. Oh, yes, I can understand that. Let's see. Wait a minute. We didn't get all of that in there. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. You can bring the whole overseas. You can bring the whole family if we move there. Honey, that's the only way I'll be able to move there. I loaned him a bunch of money, and he promised that we would move to Hawaii. Hopefully, just get married. Yeah, I think that's a real possibility. These cards are very bright, and I feel like that's a strong possibility. It may be the waiting. It might not be the funnest part. There's some, and not also maybe not liking the environment that you're in. It's just kind of like meh. What's around you or what's being offered to you is not inspiring. I think with the Queen of Wands, you want something warmer. She is the fire sign there, so the sunlight, the warmth that comes in there, and I think anything that comes up next to that's going to be pale comparison. So I think yes. And I do think marriage there. Now, this Hierophant can be the sign of marriage as well. And you could end up getting married there and residing there just for peace of mind, finding it peaceful, liking maybe the slower pace. It's restful. You're withdrawing back to recuperate after perhaps getting married and just kind of, that's what I got. And it's interesting that you get 2 4s. You got the 4 of Cups where you're like, where I'm at, I'm not fussed to be here. But it looks like going there, you would feel at peace. And I do feel like you will. Yeah, and I think the money thing, look at this. Here's the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace. You might get a loan, or there might be some other way that you would be able to afford this, have the money. It'll be there. And it might just take a little while to cobble it together, but I think that you will be able to do that. Missouri State Snow. Oh, perfect. And you're the Aries, so you're the Queen of Wands. I thought maybe, but I didn't want to suppose, because sometimes when I do that, I'm wrong. But that's interesting. I should have just asked you if you were a fire sign. And I'm originally from Northwest Missouri, and I did see the forecast, so I don't blame you. And I don't blame you for not wanting to be there. So it looks like it'll happen. It's just a matter of manifesting the money that you need to go and do. And I see it happening. And you get like a lot of new start energy too there with those two aces. So I'm going to say yes. And keep toasty. That reminds me, I need to call my dad. He still lives in Missouri. And I would just say the only thing I would say is guard any bad habits. Hold them in line. No matter what it is, overspending, overdoing it. If it's like overdoing it and not getting enough rest, watch it. No matter what that bad habit is, that was the only thing that I would say is work on self-moderation. Any bad habits, smoking, whatever. Because it looks like you'll be going. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, sweetheart. That's okay. I understand. When I type, it's a mess. All right. Let me just see what Beston was saying. I hope to return to my house, or if there's another house. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask another time. I can't ask more than one. I do have other folks, but you know, ask me that maybe next week if you're around. Then we can look into that for you. Okay. All right. All right. That's you? Oh, with the bad habit? Okay, well, just work on it, work on it. Ah, okay. All right. You're a Leo. Okay, so on to the next question. Now my shoulder's making all crunchy noises. I'm glad you guys can't hear that. Let's go on to Miss Edie. Edie Green, I believe that's how you say your name. I hope I'm correct. Will I have financial windfall? I don't know what this anagram is. TJIS. Oh, this. I see. It's just one of our wonderful typing errors that we get. I keep dreaming that you're renting an Airbnb. Oh, that's interesting. And you're inviting brothers and sisters and giving them a large sum of money each. Well. Let's see. Let's take a look at that. Is there going to be some sort of extra money coming in, a windfall for Edie? That's an interesting dream. And if you're repeatedly having it, and where you are able to give support to brothers and sisters, that's kind of nice, isn't it? Because that's what I'd do if I came into a bunch of money. I'd take care of my mom and make sure that my parents had anything they needed, as well as my own immediate family. And also the community. All right, so let's see. Miss Edie Green. Okay. Oh, I need to pop over to this. Okay, there you are, sweetheart. No problem. No problem, Festin. Just, you can come back next weekend. It'll be on Sunday next weekend, not Saturday, but next weekend it'll be Sunday. It alternates. And I can read on that for you. Oh, the church also came up for support, Edie says. Ah, that's good. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Will Miss Edie be able to help out family with some kind of windfall coming? Does she have some unexpected money coming? Do you often have dreams that tend to be a bit, or that from time to time that tend to be a bit what they call precognitive? Have you ever had dreams like that, um, Edie? Let's see. Let's dial in now to Miss Edie. This year, does she have a windfall coming? Or is there going to be more money coming to her? Yes, no? Let's see. We get wow. Well, this shows like the home, this accent. This would be a yes to me. The four of wands. Um, it also has a highlight to do with home, family, domestic environment, and happiness, celebration, and the family. You know, because the home, the family. Yeah, you might, because look at the magician, manifestation, um, manifesting what you need and bringing it into reality. So putting it out there to the universe, in other words, and then with the direction of the finger here from, from above as below, that's how I want it, harmonious. That's really great. And there is an accent on family here and manifesting and communicating, creating uh, harmony within the family. I'd like to see some pentacles. There is change coming with the Wheel of Fortune, a Wheel of Fortune, no less, and the Sun. There's something coming, something very positive. So just put that, write your dreams down in your little notebook. You think it's your mama telling you to keep the family together? I do too. Absolutely, I do. The family is together and you're keeping them together. You're the one taking action here. You're the magician taking control, you know, and directing things for the family. And it's very, very positive change. A very positive change is coming. And just, you know, gratitude is everything. We see the King of Pentacles and juggling finances. I don't know if that might be a brother or somebody male in your family that is juggling their finances. Maybe you'll be able to help them, or maybe they're going to help you. Maybe that's where that other money comes. So just be waiting. There's going to be a new start ahead. There's going to be a new start, new things coming into your life for sure. And I believe this year, because we're at the Fool. It's really picking up on it. That is wild. I definitely think your mom from the other is definitely saying, yeah, keep the family together. There's something coming very positive, especially with a repeating dream like that. So it looks positive no matter what. And let me know. Keep me in the loop, okay? Because it looks very positive. I would say yes. Your brother, aha. It looks very good. It does. And just, for like family, make sure to tell them also to watch out for people that want to take things, that want to steal things, or take what's not theirs while you're not looking, or while you're distracted. And it shows the need to fight for out of your corner, not to, to fight for each other, support. Okay, so there's a message of that. And not to give up and to come together, definitely. And making sure that nobody takes what they shouldn't be taking, especially where money's concerned. Sometimes money brings out the worst in people. So be mindful of that. Okay. And make sure that you stand up for yourself. If you're having money and you're the one that's giving this out, what I'm getting with that is somebody might try and get a little more in some way. And if that should happen, maybe not, but if that does, you are to stand up for yourself like a fierce, lion or lioness. Okay? That's what your guides would want you to do. And probably your mother there too, because they're showing like fight out of your corner. Someone corners you, tries to pin you down with, oh, you need to, give me some money too. Stand up for yourself. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's your call. Okay. Next question. Op yup. There you go. Now we're on to your question. I hope you're about. Let me just put some lip gloss on. I've got some new lip gloss here. Keep me from biting my lip. One thing I noticed is that I bite my lip a lot when I'm thinking. This helps me to keep from getting too chapped here. A message about your health. Yeah, okay. And I'm under number. Okay. Don't worry about the number thing. You're good. Then we have Frida, Barbara, and Jeff. Yeah, and we're at right about the 2 hour and 6 minute mark. And we're whittling down. Okay, so let's take a look at your health. Yeah. Anything that they need to be aware of. What is it that they need to be aware of with regard to their health? You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use this deck because it can show parts of the body as well. So let's set this one aside. Again, where the heck did I put my scrunchie? I just took it off of there. Oh, I found it. Okay. Because otherwise, if I set my cards down, they can slide all over the place. All right. So let's look with this deck. This is just a Rider Waite deck that has the keywords and stuff on it. There's a few different ones around. Okay. All right, now I've got it. Now I'm ready. Op Yop, are you ready? Okay. Funny you said that. My lips need constant lip stuff, same. And I drink a lot of water. And I'm glad, Edie, that you will let them know, because I think somebody's going to try and pressure you for money. But you are to stand up for yourself. Can't have that going on. Yes, I understand. Especially wintertime, the air is drier, and sometimes with the water, that we have, sometimes the water is hard. Ooh, I wish I could see all the way through. There's a really pink sunset tonight. I can see it through the trees. It's bright orange and about like the one that's behind me on my green screen. It's vivid, very vivid like that. Isn't that wild? All right, let me get a little sip. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just kind of dial in. Can we have cards on any health issue that they need to be aware of? Is there any kind of problem with health that they need to be aware of? Could you highlight through your choice of the cards that maybe the areas of the body that they need to be mindful of or let the doctor know about? Can we have information on Opyop's health, please? It's asking my mentors and guides and theirs. What do they need to know about their health? Okay, let's see what we get. I'm getting the King of Pentacles. And let's see. It's a root chakra. Answer yes. Let's see. Well, it's supposed to have parts of the body on here. Earth. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I would look also what those rule. Let's see here. So this is stability and health-wise too, it should be, because we are dealing with the King of Pentacles, earthly. Your health is part of that and part of your body and whatnot. Let's see what there's writing all over this. Oh, that's if it's upside down, but it's not poorly aspected. We get the Emperor. Okay. So because the Emperor is an authority and older male. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's not always Trump. Trump's actually the King of Swords because he's it depends on his aspect. If he's being greedy, well, he's always being greedy. But don't worry. Don't worry. So for your health, I'm going to say I would look at maybe a physical, just in general. Now, I can't remember what Taurus and Capricorn rule, but I know because I'm a Virgo. And this is falling under the earthly sign. It can be to do, I think, with stomach issues. And Aries is also root chakra. So we're going down lower of the abdomen. Are you having issues with your stomach by chance? Yeah, when he's not being, yeah, like never. Okay. Let me see what else I get. I'm also pulling the King of Wands. Okay, solar plexus. That's interesting. So both the King of Pentacles and the Emperor are both root chakra. One's fire, of course, and the other's earth. So I'm thinking neurological issues also. Yes, oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, stomach issues in the middle of the night, pulsing in the diaphragm, freaking out. That's wild because I would say with the fire, that makes me think of our electrical system, our neurological system, and the root chakra. It could be pinched nerve, like in vertebrae, bone, in between. There could be something pinching it, maybe. And we do get the king of we get the King of Wands here, the solar plexus, like we're talking about. And I get the sacral. Again, that's the lower areas, that lower part of like your oh my goodness. Well, you know what I'm talking about. There's a certain name for the bone. Pelvis. Thank you. Pelvis. Yes, solar plexus. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. That is also interesting. All started with severe hip back pain. You know what? Go in and ask for something there, image. I think you probably need some imaging work. Because I think this would probably have some connection with maybe pressure, pinching something that could be irritating to your nerves in the pelvic area. I'm so sorry. I understand. I've been through too much health stuff myself, so I have nothing but compassion for people. Get it looked at because it's nothing to, and be the squeaky wheel. One thing I've learned is to advocate for myself, even when they've said, no, it's not that. And then I come to find out, hey, I've only got, an intestinal infection, and it wasn't just my guts moving around after pregnancy. I picked up a bug from the hospital after I gave birth, and the doctors thought, oh, it's just, you've just had a baby. I'm like, no, this feels like I have glass in my intestines. And I actually picked up colitis, a type of a infection. That was not fun. Yeah, they don't. So just until you get someone, they don't, not all of them do. And unfortunately, even some women doctors can be that way. So I would definitely go in and complain until you get someone that takes you seriously and will do some imaging work. Let's see what else we're getting in here. Water and fire and earth. Blood. The blood. Could you be retaining something, maybe causing pressure? The thing is, once there's one thing wrong, a domino effect. So it can cause other symptoms that may not be the initial issue. It can cause other things. So I think I would definitely go and see a specialist or a doctor. Rather, you can't see a specialist until you know it's wrong, and get the ball rolling on this. Let's see what else we get. I get the world. So there's a completion aspect here. Also, again, root chakra and earth, and the Eight of Cups walking away. And that is also sacral chakra. Water. I would have kidneys looked at too. I would have kidneys looked at. And maybe your reproductive system, if that's needing to be looked at. And I would get all those areas, what's all this reproductive organs, and also your back. Have them look at your lower spine, and to take, maybe even with the water, take a look at the kidneys. Okay, it can't hurt, right? I would go in and say, I think I need a checkup. Which reminds me, I think this is my guide saying, hey, Maya, you need to make that appointment with your lab, because I'm supposed to go get my blood work checked. Oh, on the colitis. Yeah, it felt like I had glass. It nearly made me want to pass out just trying to move my bowels. It was, oh my God. Anyway, that was one of the most painful things I've ever felt. And unfortunately, I could feel that. So it was not fun. So Opyop, please go to the doctor and go to one until you find one that is willing to look at the things you need them to look at, and have them do a panel. Have them to check your kidneys, and have them do imaging on your back, probably your lower spine, your lumbar. That's the lower spine. They found arthritis in your hips. It can be really painful. Arthritis can wake me up in the middle of the night, my shoulders. But I think, you might have more than one problem going on. Many times it can be layers, one thing can affect another. So I would say, oh, that's okay. That's okay. I would say definitely get in there, ask them to check your blood and do imaging, and to check your kidneys and your nerves around that area, and explain to them what's going on, and have them do a blood panel too. I've got to make that appointment now for myself this on Monday. So I think you are having issues. Let me just see what else. I'm going to use this deck again. I'm just going to ask if you're going to be able to get it figured out, what's going on, and get it sorted out. So is Opyop going to find out what's going on. Are they going to get answers? Will they get someone that can give them answers and take care of treatment for this? So they're not suffering. And then you're not sleeping well. So that's going to affect you mentally and emotionally. Oh, we can't have that. And if your body's in pain, we want to pay attention. We don't want to ignore it and say, tough it out. No, 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 no. So let's see. Is Opyop going to get treatment for this? Is there going to be successful treatment of some kind coming? Answers and treatment. Is that ahead? If they go to the doctor, are they going to get answers and good treatment that will take care of this matter? Let's take a look. I get a yes, and I get the end of a very painful suffering, which you probably feel like now that you have. So there's a new morning coming, okay? You go through the dark night, and you do have the bright light of morning. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. I like that. And there's the counsel. Yes, you will see someone, and I think a specialist. Your doctor might advise you to go after tests are done to see someone that is special, like a specialist that you will have counsel with. I see a King of Swords, possibly surgeon or just a doctor, somebody that's very knowledgeable. And I get the Seven of Cups. I think trying to help you figure out what's going on and how to treat it. And there's probably more than one thing. And I think if somebody's going to help you cut through the nonsense, it's going to be the King of Swords energy. And then we get the Two of Wands. So that is, I feel like, waiting and planning, making decisions, and taking risks. There might be some risks involved for treatment that you have to take, but I think you're going to get it sorted out. Yes. Yes, I do. You will get this sorted out at the end of the day. Yes, you will move into a better dynamic where it's not so rough and you go into getting better. Yes. I feel like there's going to be a few doctors that you see, probably male, but it looks like if they're doing their job, they're going to get you going in the right direction. And yeah, it does show that there's something hidden under the surface that you can't tell, that there's all this uncertainty, and that uncertainty can cause you to feel worse. But advocate for yourself here, as I've said, and in the mystery. Yes, celebration. That makes me feel like you're going to figure it out. And it's just kind of tweaking things, managing things. I think the biggest thing is the uncertainty. And because once you know, even if it's not great, then at least you know. So go see someone, okay? Make the appointment. Do it on Monday like I'm supposed to call on Monday. I'll be calling I'm going to write this down and put a bell on my phone again to remind me. Okay. So I hope that's helpful. Frida, you're next. And then Barbara and Jeff. Okay. So here we go with the political question. Let's take a look. Will he really become our president again? And if so, will it be for less than a year? Okay, let's look at the timeline. Let's see, how long? Let's see if we can ask. There are dates on this, so like months. So we might be able to get a season of something or a sense of it. How long? Let's just ask this. How long will Trump's second time round lasts. Because he's quote unquote so far at this time as a president-elect, but just how long will this second round last? Let's just bite the bullet and ask that. How long will his second round last? Oh, how long will round 2 of the orange blob? Can you give us a time frame? We don't need exact dates unless you can give us them. But even a time window, the length of time, how long will he last? What do we need to know? Will he last the entire 4? Or no? What do we need to understand? I'm asking my guides. Will he last? Well, how long will he last? Let's try that. I get the sun, so he's going to be exposed. Okay. And there is brightness. Let's see, that's summertime usually. I know that because when I was reading on Kamla, this is the period of between July and August. July 23rd, July 23rd through August 22nd. Okay, and that is paired with the Queen of Wands. Again, another summary card. Oh, this time period's a little different. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to have to get and set my reading glasses nearby next time. It says the time period for this is March 21st through April 19, January or July 23rd through August 22nd, and then November through December. November 22nd through December 21st. Time period. The first one highlights July 23rd through August 22nd. There is something about spring and summer this year. There is something about spring and summer. So it could be that up around spring and summer, there's something that comes out that could change this. Would that be? And now I'm getting the Two of Swords. There's a decision. There's a crossroads. I always get that. Decision and balance when it comes to him getting in there. Apparently there's some kind of diplomacy here. There's a stalemate of some kind. Time period, every 2 to 3 days. Well, that's not very helpful. Okay, that's a number 2. He is a number 2. Sorry. So childish. And I get January 21st through February 19 with the World card. I would say maybe a year, maybe, with the Two of Swords, and there's a completion, maybe 2, but I don't think anything more than that. And with a highlight on summer, and the Queen of Wands is often my Kamla card, but it might be another female that could be instrumental in bringing some kind of spotlight onto him, especially around summer. I think he probably will get in, to be fair, by the looks of this, but there is some weird thing, once again, I am getting, where there's a stalemate. and there's a completion. It almost feels like with that world it's like it's not clear that it's going to be complete. It's not going to be like a full term. There's like 2 out of 4. I'm kind of feeling like 2 maybe out of the 4 years at most. Uh-oh, there's an ending. I mean, uh-oh for him. Uh-oh, there's an ending. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be support and to do with finances. Hmm. See what else we get with that. Because we might be able, in looking at these cards, to find a common timeline that's been highlighted. So definitely the first 2 cards give summer and late summer, but also March to April is spring. So spring, summer, and then it's interesting. And okay, so like that could be a year, maybe, time-wise. And then when we go to the 2, I feel like there's some kind of stalemate that comes up that might come in and interfere in this or change it. Let me just see here. Okay, responsibility and dependability. Well, that's certainly not him. Diligent and reliable, willing to put in the hard work. Definitely not him. And achieve your goals. And that was with an end. He's not going to achieve his goals. He's not going to last long. This is the slowest knight in the deck, okay? That would take the longest. And this is a curtailing of that, in my opinion. And I'm once again getting, especially the summertime, this summer, and the fall and winter as well, being highlighted. I think there's just going to be so much mess. And we get death. That's an ending. That's a completion. And this is an ending. I think he could actually pass at some point. I really do. There's just something that could come and end him in the next couple of years. He's got, yeah, it doesn't look good. It would be less. I'd say it could be maybe 2 years, but it would be less than definitely the 4. He's no way is he getting 4 here. No way. I would be stunned. I would be stunned. Okay. I don't get that he will last that period. Okay. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles. That's 1. And the King of Pentacles. Now that's usually my money card. Like this looks like the Elon, oligarch money. And trying to get away with stuff. And a leader that steals. Not good. Hopefully this is authority finally calling him on the carpet. I'd really like to see that. We have a group of people here. And the King of Wands. I think they're going to try. And they might try to get Vance in. Vance is a Leo. If something happens to him, they might try and get him in. But the thing is, when I do readings on Vance, I never seem to get him coming in. I don't know why. I don't need that light on. I don't know why. But they're not, look, it's hard going for them. It's not going to be easy breezy. Hard going. And I think economy is going to be difficult, but they're looking to create, keep their lifestyle. It's going to be a lot of hard work to keep that lifestyle. No, I don't see him finishing a full term. I would say at most, maybe 2. Probably 2. Health issues. He comes into the spotlight with health issues. So that might play out again in the future here, where he starts to look really under the weather. I think he and Elon are both going to face a lot of turbulence this year, and that could drag his health down. Yeah, there's the partnerships and the money that's going to be looked at, where he's supposed to be able to control himself and not be such a greedy piggy. He's not going to like it. He's not going to be able to control himself, and he's not going to be able to have the kind of control that he thought he was going to have with that 4. He's not happy about it. It's like he wants to have the 4 where he's in control, but that's not the one he gets. He is getting that you're not going to be able just to do anything you want. Other people are going to have their say, and he's not going to like it. I think he's just in for one whale of a bad time. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. You know why we're doing this? Because I'm sorry, they were not prepared. They were not prepared to stop this. And they knew that he had already stolen one election. To let him steal another woman's election is just crap, if you ask me. And I'm really upset with our government. All right. I guess we'll just wait and see, y'all. What else can we do but go out there and protest when we can and call our representatives, which we'll just keep doing. But I want you to remember again, and Barbara, I've got you. They're going to try to wear us out. They're going to try and get us all depressed and F up our health and things like that. Do not allow them to. And I know that's really easy to say, but we have to evolve to where we kind of scoop up our emotions and put them out of reach and just continue to lift it up and put it out of, mentally out of reach of being affected by what they're doing. And that's why it's going to be important for people to take a break from human drama, put on nature shows or go for a walk if they can. Yeah, because it's going to be turbulent, a very turbulent short ride. Back to the question of Frida, I don't think I told you about my dream. I don't know if you know about it, Frida, but what it was is I dreamt I was carrying a child, an infant, and getting into a speedboat that was in very choppy water where waves were slamming up against the boat. And we were going to have to drive through this very choppy water with this speedboat. And I was afraid with the speed of the speedboat and the water that I would get ejected out holding the baby, or the baby could go flying out of my hands. And I was frightened about getting into the boat, but I thought, I've got to do it. I don't have a choice. And I saw the man waiting for me to get in. And as I was worrying about the baby going out of my grip, my hold, I looked over and I saw this black old dog, and he had little gray whiskers, and he looked like a black lab, an old black lab, which is one of my favorite dogs. I love animals. And he was just sitting there kind of with a little doggy smile, like, how they have their little mouth open. And I was given to understand that it would be on the other side in the home realm, from their perspective, time-wise, it would be a very short spin, so to speak, with him, a short ride, so to speak, but it would be choppy as, what? And that the loyalty of this dog this little dog would make sure that even if I got pitched out of the boat, that the baby would be okay. And, that was my main concern. I'd be all right somehow, some way. But the child, if the child was, I would not, was not able to shelter the child. Um, the dog was going to make sure that child, if it were bounced down my arms, that dog would swim and get it and take it to safety. So it's going to be all right. I think we'll have a short but turbulent ride with him, a white knuckle ride, and I don't think it'll be the full term at all. I don't, as I said. Okay, now let's go to the next question about Trumpy Rumpy. That January 19th rally that he's planning. Yeah, what up with that? Thanks for bringing that up. Why is he doing that, first off? Jeff's so patient. He's probably fallen asleep, the poor fellow. You just bounce over here. 24/7 MAGA propaganda machine. Don't help either. No, it does not. Not at all. So let's just see. What do we need to know about the January 19th rally that Trump wants to hold? Why is he doing it? I mean, it seems kind of weird. We know he likes celebrating himself. Maybe he's hitting him up for more money, like Elon didn't give him enough, I guess. Maybe it's to give him money so that they'll attend the rally. I mean, not the rally, the inauguration the next day. That's what I'm thinking. I'm serious. Because you know how he's afraid of short, small crowds? He's probably wanting to make sure that he can pay off enough people to be there. I'm serious. But let's just see. What's the point of his January 19th rally? Let's just ask. Is it to get a crowd for his inauguration? Yes or no? Is his January 19th rally to make sure he has a crowd that he can pay to come to his inauguration? I'm serious. You know how he freaks out about that. Anybody else would be like, yeah, I'm over it, whatever. Let's get on with the work at hand. You think he'd want to get on and go play golf because that's all he does. You're welcome, Barbara. No problem. I wanted to look at this. I'm so glad that you asked the question. So let's take a look. What's the point of that? What do we need to know? Let's see what we get. Well, there we have the collaboration, working with a group teamwork of other people. So he's got his little team out there. And the King of Wands. Maybe Elon's going to show up. I wonder, did Elon encourage him to do this? I think it's part of a plan. And Elon, I feel like, is part of that plan. And I do think because of the Pentacles, it is to get people paid up to go. We have the King of Cups. That's my Biden card, but it doesn't have to be him in this case. Let's just see here. Well, the first card would be a yes, by the way. And the second card with the King of Wands would be a yes. So I do think, let me just go back to that. Yeah, it's another grift. I think it's to pay people to be at inauguration, to make sure he's got enough of a crowd. I do. And to have a team there to, offer them a one-way bus ticket. And then after that, they can walk on home for all he cares. That's probably something he'd do. All right, then we get the King of Cups. And what's he paired with? A Queen of Cups. Interesting. King, Queen of Cups. Thank you, Rain Mountain. Also, they're the only ones Oh, she's talking about her brother. I'll read that. I'll read that after the show, and then I can comment to you, Rain, in the comment section. Now we're getting the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So what is this? I think he wants. I think he wants to have as big of a crowd as Biden had, and I think he's bothering his daughter maybe as well about this. Or this Queen of Cups could just be another female that works on the team. But I would say he's going to be wanting to have the same size of crowd as probably Biden had, to be honest. I see his team being highlighted, and I do feel like it's because they're going to be working the crowd. Here's also so he can say mean things with the Five of Swords, ruthlessness. He also wants to be able to have that control and to control the narrative. Yeah, he's absolutely obsessed with this ridiculous. But look, walking away. I think some people may leave and go, I think some people may leave the rally. It might be that he's talking trash and he might say the wrong thing and maybe some people might leave. Because here is saying the wrong thing or being too harsh, and then people like not wanting, like over it, I'm out, walking away and leaving. Money, Page of Pentacles, give them a small amount of money. Of course, it wouldn't be anything big. Elon's money, no less. That's probably why we got the sun earlier and Elon coming up. Now we have the Knight of Wands. So they're running around, I think, so they can pay people. I'm serious. And as an incentive to go, to take action, to show up and be present for the inauguration. I kid you not. Let's take a look at his inauguration. Let's look at the crowd size. The stuff that really matters in life. So, can we take a look at the crowd size for Donald Trump's inauguration? What's it going to be like? Is he going to have to pay people? Is it going to be small? I hope it is. I hope it's minuscule. No, minuscule mushroom. Sorry, I've been on here too long. I blame it on that. Okay. What is his inauguration going to be like? Is it going to be a small crowd, despite him paying people, etc.? People going to actually walk away? I think people will walk away during the rally. I think some people will be annoyed or not be interested. Because they're having it in DC. It's not like they're having it somewhere else. I think they're having it in the same general locale, but so they can get people to come in. I do. Look at that. He wants a big crowd. Okay, but what does he get? Here's the 10 of Pentacles. That's the biggest crowd, Look, he's showing up in his own reading, for God's sakes. There he is, King of Swords. Well, he might have a large crowd that he's paid for. Because look, 10 of Pentacles. But I feel like he's paid those individuals probably 50, although 50 would probably be a bit steep for that tightwad. Maybe 25 a pop, who knows? I hope he offers them crumbs and they turn up their nose. But it looks like some people might come. But it looks like he's got to pay for it. Like a lot of things in life with him that he's got to pay for. He wants balance. He wants the same crowd that Joe Biden had. Because something is extreme. You know that we only get temperance coming in when saying something needs to be tempered. Something's too small or too much. And it's paired with sneaking. This is theft, more theft from him. And also in time, it could be that this theft or the sneakiness, once again, gets dealt with because it's excessive. This is more underhanded behavior. It's for more underhanded behavior. And I think definitely to draw in, try and get a larger crowd. With a snowstorm, is there a snowstorm coming? I hope so. There's the partnership and choices. Also, divine guidance coming in. Please bring a snowstorm, God. Ooh, he's going to feel betrayed. He is going to feel betrayed. Ooh, that's betrayal in a close partnership. Maybe it's MAGA that feels like he's betrayed them with some of this stuff as time wears on and they're looking at more of what he wants to take away from him. Maybe the smaller crowd that would tend to be there. Otherwise, I think he's going to have to pay for people to show up once again, like he has to pay for, you know. Anyway, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look like a happy camper. That should anger him. Oh, look, he's upset and discontent, numb, disconnected. Maybe also the crowd is bored and trying to extend, trying to grow and make, get prepare for that ship to come in, that ship of people that he paid, that bus load. He's waiting for the bus to come with the people that he paid to show up for his big celebration. And his hair will be matted to his scalp. Yes, it doesn't look good, guys. I might watch it just for, a few giggles and go, doesn't look so snappy. So it looks like anybody that shows up, he's going to be looking to pay. Yeah, 9 of Wands. He's feeling upset and like he's got to rage, fight for out of his corner. What else do we have with that card? Ooh, there's also the head thing. He's got bats in his belfry. Let's put it that way. Justice. Yeah. Well, the justice that he gets is not the same justice that you or I would get. You and I would be put in the slammer. Thank you, Frida. Yeah, it's just not going to come naturally to him. I think that there's going to be he's not going to be a happy camper about it. Mm-mm. And he's doing it to bring more people in for himself. Yeah, the mute button is a wonderful invention, and then we can pop it back on when we'd rather hear something like ads. I'd rather hear ads than his voice. Okay, last question, Jeff. And again, Rain, thank you for your super sticker. Okay, so he wanted to know if he would get his VPB pension. Let's see what we get, Jeff. I'm pulling for you, friend. I hope you get it. Okay. Will Jeff get his pension awarded? Come on, guides. Do our friend Jeff a solid here. He deserves it. Please let Jeff get his pension. Probably isn't a whole pile anyway. They don't ever, But please let him get that. What's coming for him, though? Just give us the truth. If you'd rather have the truth, whatever it be. So let's look at Jeff. And this is the last question for the evening. Thank you all so much for being here. I really look forward. I do. This is back in the day, it used to be going out. Now it's like, oh, I'm going to hang out with some cool people online and work on doing some readings that might help people. See what we get. You're welcome, y'all. If you would give me a thumbs up, like I said, that'd be great. That'd be great. And thank you for your time. And Isadora, thank you for being a terrific mod. Thank you for your time. Always. Thank you. All right. Let's see if Jeff's going to get that pension. If he better be. Jeff Irwin. Jeff Irwin. Jeff Irwin. Jeff Irwin. Will he get his pension that he's waiting for? His BPB pension. Yes? No. What? I get yes. There we have. I like that. And we're getting a card that has money on it. The Page of Pentacles, and I get a yes. Okay. And I get an unknown answer here. There might be some, they might try and get away with something, so just watch for that. Okay. Could be something that's hidden. Let me just take a look at that as well. Sometimes when I look at them like this, it's easier. Schemes, strategy. Okay. Resourcefulness is also. Could be that you might have to be a little bit resourceful with them. But I see yes. And it would be an added resource. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place here. Diligent, goal-oriented, consistent, grounded, studious, faithful, dependable. Yeah, I think you will get that. But there's somebody might be trying something. So make sure that you're looking at catch any details, okay? That you be very mindful, very watchful. Because here's a juggling going on. Could be having to juggle finances, but I get clarity. I feel like you will get it. Yes, I get a yes for you. Yeah, these cards are two yeses. So there was no no's in here, but there was just a caution on maybe either having to be more resourceful yourself when it comes to them until you get that. I'm sure you probably have been. And then I see you, I feel like it comes. I do. I see there's some juggling, financial juggling, and prioritizing, multitasking, balancing act. And there's clarity with the Ace of Wands and a breakthrough. That's the one I need to remember, that it's a breakthrough. So that not, through that stalemate, you get something. New ideas, vision. Yeah. Focus, truth. So I think you will get it. Yes. I say yes, Jeff. All right, you guys. And you also get the Four of Pentacles. That to me is stability. And I know that you're limited here, maybe feeling a bit stuck right now. And again, I'm sure that the pension isn't a great pile, but then you get the Nine of Pentacles. That's more comfort. It's more finances than what you had. It might feel like you're rich compared to what you had before. Again, it doesn't mean that you get a windfall. It just might mean comparable to like what you had before. Yes, I see you definitely getting it. There's the benefit right there, helping you to be more comfortable. I like that for you. All right. So I get a yes, my friend, but stay on them. Stay on them. There might be a little hiccup. They may not, get back to you as quickly as they could, or I don't know what, but just stay on them. And I see it coming through for you, Jeff. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for your being here and everything. This has been a long live, 3 hours. But they were much more personal questions, and that's how it can go sometimes. Um, I'll see you in the next live, which for next week, that will be Sunday, and it will be in the evening. It might be too late for some of you, but maybe not so much for others. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next reading and live. All right, guys. Mwah. See you later. Take care and be good to yourself, and take a break. All right. Bye.